All right. Criminal accidentally exposes himself on No Jumper podcast. People be running their mouth on the No Jumper podcast. I'm gonna tell you that right now. That's what I be seeing when I watch it. Like, you know, when people say like they start talking about something like, we ain't gonna speak too much on that, but then proceed to speak about all about it. Like, come on, bro. All right, let's watch.
Today's criminal made the genius move of explaining all the crimes he was committing in his business while on the No Jumper podcast.
I'll like give you a few examples without me like saying something that's gonna put me in prison.
This is Idris Ka, and what he was doing was in fact very illegal and might have gotten him arrested recently. On February 28, 2025, the DOJ posted Las Vegas man pleads guilty to extortion, stalking, threatening text messages, and money laundering. What makes this story unique is that both me and my family were victims of this idiot. Thankfully, he's one of the dumbest criminals I'll feature on this channel. Even the federal complaint against him outlines how he went on the No Jumper podcast, outlining extortion schemes he has perpetrated against multiple victims.
Bro.
It's just crazy that it's still the wild, wild west of social media, because I'm somebody who is lucky enough.
Somebody said it's the internet cartel. I don't want to ever call it that, but I think it's pretty sick.
Like,
the internet cartel is an appropriate nickname for this guy's operation, and thankfully his schemes relied on threats over the internet and not in person. The earliest arrest I found was in May 2015 when Idris was 18 years old in Seattle. Damn. He was arrested for property destruction with probable cause.
Imagine at this point, this is like 6 years ago, and I'm just working like I'm a normal person at this point. I'm setting tile, doing construction, and I'm living in my car.
He had his personal Instagram removed around this time and paid someone to get it back. Upon realizing
the things that people do for money, bro, like they'll straight go the distance, burn people out of their shit, bro. And then if you're doing illegal things, why are you gonna go on a podcast and talk about it? That really blows the hell out of my mind.
How much money could be made with helping others get their Instagram accounts back after being taken down? He joined the ban unban game.
That person, I realized like the amount of money that person charged me. I realized really quick, I was like, I feel like I'm kind of onto something. A couple weeks later, another one of my friends mentioned they lost their page, you know, and I was like, okay, I paid X amount of dollars that time. Now let me charge this guy a couple grand. Let me make a couple dollars. One
of Instagram's biggest issues for a long time was accounts getting banned by their automated system. Many people rely on Instagram for their business page, their networking, using it as a digital resume, or connecting with family members and seeing their photos. Many will pay someone to get their account back if it was taken down for whatever reason. Guys like Idris just filled that demand.
Bro, I have over 200 people paying us monthly just to be able to be on Instagram.
To give you an idea on how much money can be made in these weird little niches on social media, he shared his revenue.
I'm going to wake up every month to $600,000.
People are paying that much money supposedly to get their Instagram account. How though? Because like, isn't that shit all through Meta?
20 what? Around $620 a month.
Before he was making all this money being a shadow figure dealing with Instagram, he was having some trouble paying rent. On January 10, 2020, Idris's property manager filed an eviction complaint against him and what was believed to be his girlfriend. He failed to pay rent of $1,500, failed to provide renter's insurance, and unauthorized change of locks. What made this eviction complaint unique was the text message exchange between Idris and the landlord during an emergency. Idris texted the landlord in all caps, "Where is the water shut off? My home is flooding." The landlord said that his wife and a contractor were heading over and didn't need notice of entry due to this being an emergency. Idris responds, "No, you guys will be bringing a dehumidifier. Karen will not be going in the unit. The only person going in is a licensed plumber or contractor with verifiable license. You don't get to dictate anymore." I won't bore you with all the text, but Idris's text shows someone who is increasingly...
He was squatting basically, right? What?
More irrational and ridiculously demanding.
A lot of what you're describing sounds illegal, but it also sounds like it would be difficult for the government to make a case about, since...
Bro, why is he gonna go on there and talk about it though? Like, you figure you're a criminal, right? And you're doing criminal activity. You're gonna be trying your best not to let it get out there. And they go on one of the biggest podcasts that there is and then talk about it. Like,
hard to follow the tracks, right?
Everything I'm saying is just a story. Even if every single thing that I'm saying is true. Do you think any of these quote-unquote drug dealers are going to come and testify against me? Do you need two parties for a case?
Sooner or later, though, they all end up snitching,
look,
right?
You could, and I've done way worse.
Less than a year before this interview, he definitely did something way worse than getting Instagram accounts banned. Check out this arrest I just found. This document is information about his arrest. In this instance, police pulled up next to the defendant's vehicle and observed that the owner of the vehicle had a suspended license. Police saw the defendant turn towards police multiple times, and defendant appeared to match the description of the owner of the vehicle. Police activated lights to initiate a traffic stop. Defendant immediately sped forward and turned abruptly before braking just before a crosswalk. There were several people crossing the crosswalk, and defendant nearly struck them. The pedestrians backed away, and defendant again fled at an extremely high rate of speed. A guy who builds a business and enjoys ruining people's lives shouldn't be able to drive a car. One of the major benefits of full self-driving cars is taking the keys away from lunatics like Idris. And they list his criminal history, which includes multiple thefts, reckless driving, and disorderly conduct. The only time I'm reckless and engaging in disorderly conduct is when I'm too excited about a new credit card and all the lucrative rewards. Today's video is sponsored by the Gemini credit card. Sent back on dime, $300 rewards, or 50 other credit time, which is stainless. Go to Gemini.com.
My bad.
Like, there's nothing Instagram involved. Like, I'm gonna destroy your life in this, like, in every single way possible. Like, imagine like you're on jury duty. You're getting signed up for the army. Your phone, every phone number that you have.
Well, what I'm confused about, like, No Jumper started off as a platform for artists to go on there and promote their music, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. And then it turned into all of this crazy shit. But, like, you know, Adam got to make his money. I understand he does it for content. But it just seems like now, like, a lot of people are going on there. I have no idea who they are. And then, boom, I see them on there and they don't have nothing to do with music. But, you know, that's just a part of, like, owning a business is venturing out. But I guess this podcast right here, this in particular one, helped the police with whatever was going on with this dude. I don't know too much about it. I'm just speaking on what I've seen so far.
Is going you can't live anymore. You're going to set up a payment plan, even if you can only pay $20 a month. You're going to pay.
Following this interview, Idris would run into the law once again, but this time the arrest will come with significant penalties. In July 2024, he received a criminal complaint. On April 1, 2024, the Federal Bureau of Investigation was made aware of an extortion threatening communication scheme being perpetrated by Idris Kiba against victims located in various states. Kiba is known by pseudonyms to include Danny and Unlocked. UnlockedForLife.com also offers a service where customers can purchase TLO, which includes the personal identifying information of someone that can be posted online, known as doxing.
Like, I've talked to stars who have told me that they paid to get it back 20 times and over and over and over. They just have to keep paying to get it back. And I'm like, you realize what's happening to you, right? Like, the same person that's getting you it back.
You're getting extorted.
Many people who had big follower accounts experienced their account getting banned, and they would pay someone like Idris to get it unbanned. It became extortion because people like Idris would be the person getting the victim's account banned without the victim knowing, and then they would pay Idris to get the account back. Imagine your house gets robbed and a lot of valuable items are stolen. And then a guy like Idris comes to you, says, hey, for a flat fee, my team will help recover the items that were stolen from you and will agree to a 100% refund if we don't find the thief and items. Only to find out that the criminal that broke into your house was Idris all along. And that, my friends, is how you get to $620,000 a month in revenue. Victim 1 was a guy with initials JT. JT asked Kiba for a quote to obtain an Instagram user.
Oh, wait, this is the Cali plug guy. He was doing it to him? What the fuck? So this dude right here, he has money, bro. Like, he grows bud and shit, right? So he probably wasn't even tripping on paying him that, but fuck.
Username, Kiba quoted JT a price of between $4,000 and $5,000. JT declined Kiba's services. When JT did not purchase the username, Kiba took offense and began to threaten JT. Kiba told JT that JT had wasted Kiba's time, blocked JT's Instagram pages, and demanded $10,000 to reinstate it. JT offered Kiba $8,500 to reinstate the account, and offer Kiba accepted. Extortion is illegal for obvious reasons. It's the easiest way to make money and why the criminals like Idris have had a lot of power to ruin people's lives. Some of you might say, wow, why would someone pay $8,500 for an Instagram account? These are people making 6 and 7 figures per year through their IG, so $8,500 just comes out to be a small business expense.
Somebody like that, for us, we're not going to go and just keep banning them over and over and over. For us, there's a better solution. Instead of, for every time I ban somebody, it costs money.
What's the solution?
The solution is making them pay monthly.
Kiba asked JT if he could promote his services on JT's Instagram account, and JT denied knowing that people were being extorted. This triggered Kiba, and you're about to see why he was arrested. In December 2023, Kiba called JT and threatened to destroy him and his family. Kiba threatened to call JT's ex-wife's lawyer and CPS on his children. Kiba told JT he was extorting him for $10,000. JT then cut off all communication with Kiba. Here's the messages JT and his family received from Kiba.
Holy shit, bro. This is insane. What? Amanda Tinov next target. Danny sent the address. Every family member today, Joshua Atlanta, what a game. Damn. This Joshua's sister, right? Amanda. Who is this? The guy that's going to murder your drug dealer brother. Tell him. Unlock says, hi, though. We have your entire family's info. Bro, that's insane to be doing that. What the hell? 1,000 Bitcoin for goes over and send pics, follows the target. Damn.
He sent their home address in the first text, then said a family member Amanda is next target, then sent her number and address. Then the middle image is him texting Amanda, the sister.
Bro, to do all this over the internet is actually insane. Getting yourself caught.
He responds,
up in
who is this? He says, the guy that's going to murder your drug dealing brother. Tell him Unlock says hi, though. We have your entire family's info. The image on the right appears to be Idris sending a house address to his Telegram group and offering $1,000 in Bitcoin to whoever goes to the house and sends pic of the target. I'm assuming to then extort them out of fear of risking their safety.
The amount of power that we hold, like I could sit there and I could really make some people's lives hard.
There's a handful of guys like Idris that operate in this black hat area of social media services, and they're all dangerous because of how much they can ruin someone's life, and most of them are unknown.
You showed me a bunch of people who I have interviewed in the last year, let's just say, who were buying, fake followers, getting their enemies banned, getting their accounts back, which is obviously that's kind of like the more common thing, and
paying monthly, paying for me to delete their address off of my story, and we're just within those screenshots. There's over $150,000 right there between 3 people.
I haven't seen any of the evidence, but apparently Idris would dox people's home address on his Instagram as a way to try and get people to pay faster. Victim 2 has initials AT, who is a San Diego-based businessman who came to know Kiba in approximately April 2024. AT paid $25,000 to purchase the rights to an Instagram handle @Ace from Kiba. I've made a video on a San Diego businessman nicknamed Ace Rogers, whose name AJ Thakor would have the AT initials, so I'm very confident it's him. AT never received the rights or his money back. After the failed transaction between AT and Kiba, AT attempted to pay Kiba $10,000 to leave AT alone. Kiba refused and demanded $100,000 instead. AT ceased all contact with Kiba at that point. What I find hilarious about this situation is that victim AT, aka Ace Rogers, is the most vindictive person I've made a video about. I would highly recommend watching my video on him titled Insane Millionaire Sues Local Pizza Shop, as it details how ridiculous Ace Rogers is and how childish he acts. So for him to get scammed by Idris is low-key kind of hilarious, and I'd love to see these two try and extort each other, but it looks like Ace just wanted to pay him to go away, and Idris thought he found a whale dumb enough to pay him $100,000. AT started to receive threatening communications as frequent as every other day. The caller made threats to shoot or injure AT's daughter, fiance, dog, business partners, and their families. Ace Rogers is the guy who shouted obscenities at the dock worker while riding away in his Lamborghini yacht. Let's just say that
Lamborghini yacht? Dude, you gotta have money to really... What? See, bro? I don't know nothing about having money. I never even knew they had a Lamborghini
single
yacht.
person in San Diego feels sorry for Ace being a victim in this complaint.
Only the cops call me AJ Thakor, and we don't need anyone calling the cops. I obviously don't need the money. I think everyone knows that I'm very, 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 very well off. I'm not like a lot of the common folk in San Diego, or poor people, or plebeians, how you want to call it.
A boxing match between Ace and Idris would be the kind of trashy drama I'd pay to watch. Unfortunately, not all of the victims were as deserving of this behavior as Ace. The third victim received a text from Idris saying to search no...
Okay, let's read the messages. Heard you lost your IG. Who's this? This is Emily Wright. I banned your Instagram. This is Unlocked for Life. Laughing myself, sure. You'll find my interview on YouTube. Search Unlocked on No Jumper. What? Yo, it's Idris. This is my new burner number. She's took that dumb bitch Emily's account down and she's losing her mind. What's wrong? Where's your page? How much to get my account back? 20K, and you can make new ones. I'm banning them all. What?
No Jumper unlocked. The middle image shows him texting a friend a picture of his teeth in the text, I took that dumb bitch Emily's account down and she's losing her mind. The right image shows a text that he sends to everyone with their TLO report. He sent me one too. She asks how much to get her account back. He responds with 20K and that he's banning all the new accounts she's making.
But when you say paying to get my address deleted off my story, what are you doing? Why are you in the business of extorting people like that, like airing out their privacy and then trying to demand a ransom? That's what you're talking about?
So when you look at it on the surface, 100% what you said is right and sounds right. Correct. So it's like for us, when somebody comes to us and they end up in the situation where they're paying us monthly for their account back, right? For me, I have a couple options. It's like I can sit there and keep deleting their account, doing this, that, whatever, and then it's like what's the most valuable thing to you is where you live.
The fourth victim was told their account could be returned for $12,000, and they set up a dinner meeting with Kiba to discuss. After canceling, Kiba became irate and began the threats. They filed and were granted a restraining order against Kiba in the Los Angeles County Superior Court. Idris wrote in his Telegram chat that he'd offer a $50,000 reward for...
All right, let's read these. Keep watching, bro. AKA ho. Haha. Now y'all enjoy what I do to his family members. Stay tuned for his home addy that he thinks is so secret. Laugh out loud. Also, posting the method he uses to spoof fake numbers from dead people. Motherfucker thinks he's me and has tools from 2007. Unlock 2-story post for photos of his home. $50,000 reward for whoever sleeps Bo this week. Haha, cute restraining order. Last I checked, you're still gonna die. Thanks for confirming the validity of your information out loud and giving me more mailing addresses to go off of. Scoreboard, Tiffany Laura gonna love today. Now solely focusing on them. Haha, none of this shit scares me or phases me. Just proved I won once again. Haha, making sure I have this paper to put over your dead body. Use that for court again.
For anyone who sleeps BO this week. For anyone who doesn't have immediate access to Urban Dictionary, that means take someone's life. The other image shows the text he sent to BO. Cute restraining order. Last I checked, you're still going to die.
Hold on, this is insane to read.
Along with many other threatening messages and names of family members. Victim number 5 owns this house in Las Vegas. They rented it to Idris for $97.50 a month in 2024. But Idris was having issues at the gate because he hadn't picked up the gate openers for residents yet. Kiba was therefore required to enter through a guard entrance and show identification. Kiba did not agree with the process and sent racial slurs to the owner and his agent. The community HOA received constant complaints due to Kiba and fined the owner $5,000. Idris will always leverage his ability to ruin someone's life through extortion, threats to safety, mass text threats, and sending over family information. KD, Idris's landlord, received a text message which included KD's personal identifying information such as name, social security account number, address, phone number, and email address. The image he always sends is someone's TLO report, which includes a lot of personal info. Kiba was scheduled to move out of the house by July 2024. On July 18, 2024, he sent a text to the landlord and his agent that the air conditioning wasn't functioning properly and sent threatening communication to them both. The next day, his agent received this security warning on her computer in an attempt by Idris to hack into her computer. The final victim in this complaint has an even wilder story. Idris found someone who is a relative of a high-ranking politician, so Idris took that victim's Instagram account down and then demanded money to get it reinstated. This victim paid Idris $20,000 in Bitcoin as they feared for their family's safety. On June 29, 2024, Kiba showed up at the victim's residence in Beverly Hills, California. Security camera footage showed Kiba grabbed a rock from the driveway and smashed the windshield of a white 2022 Bentley and white 2023 Mercedes-Benz parked in the driveway of the residence. The image on the left is Idris in their security camera in front of their Mercedes.
Shit.
He wrote a
You see this on your security cams, you know you fucked up. 4-story post. The windshields are just my way of showing you how easy I could touch you myself with my own hands. You having the rental car guys call around is so slow. I just switched cars. I told you ever cost me, it's over. This is going to cost you a different level this
message
time.
saying if you see this on your security camera, you know you effed up. This was sent to his private Telegram group. He then sent a DM to the victims on Instagram saying the windshields are just my way of showing you how easily I can touch you myself with my own hands. This is going to cost you on a different level this time. The next image is the security camera footage of Idris throwing a rock through their windshield. The fourth image is Idris sending text messages with personal information saying that your drug-dealing brother owes us a lot of money. He sends the address 9404 Heatwave and then says it's going to be 9404 Murder Wave soon. On the No Jumper interview, Idris talked mainly about how he extorted drug dealers, aka trappers in LA, and how those were his biggest clients.
You live here in LA. You know how many people here that are the biggest trapper. You can't be a huge trapper here in LA without paying tax. You've heard, and down to the people that pull up on you for interviews, you see how they pull up, and they pull up that way because they pay tax and because they can pull up that way. You know what I mean? It's for a reason. It's no different than like, it's just that's the internet version of it.
One of his revenue streams is charging a tax for protection, basically a digital tax to ensure your accounts wouldn't be taken down or your family wouldn't be threatened. He really was the digital cartel. And in case you're wondering, some of these terms were new to me too. I won't read all the texts he sent, but it's alarming how many threats he would message people. This dude is a deranged psycho and operates his business the same way. Prison is the only place he should reside. In this message, he told the victim, "You think a group of little ghetto kids won't come and eat you for 5K, let alone my generous ass gives them 50K, haha, and that their head will be a snack for the pigs in Sinaloa."
I have a team, I have employees, all this, whatever, but I don't have anywhere near the overhead you have. So for me, it's nothing if I have to pay $10,000, $20,000 a month for security.
So he extorted and threatened a lot of drug dealers in LA. Something tells me his prison experience is going to be a little rough. I took a video of the messages I received from this criminal.
Whoa.
He asked,
"Oh shit. Damn. He's on his ass too." Phone getting a little hot, ready for the call bomb. Damn.
if my phone is getting hot. He'll send like 500 texts from various phone numbers all at the same time, and random numbers will start calling you. It was legitimately overwhelming, and yes, my phone was starting to overheat. Ready for the call bomb? I don't know what software he was using, but it makes your phone basically inoperable for the entire time he's legit blowing it up. He says he's in Vegas. What's kind of wild is the house he was living in around this time, the one from earlier in this video, was actually like 2 miles down the street from my house, but my windshields weren't destroyed, thankfully. But then he'll send your social security number to really get you fearful. The TLO reports have all of your information. It had all of the addresses I've lived at, my social security number, my family members' information, basically everything. He even threatened to post online. My house was on Caldwell Hill Street, so this is when I started to really get worried. He said I'm going to need to reduce my tenant's rent after what he does. Then he threatened to post my mom and sister's info online. This is my sister's TLO report, and mom's. He then started a group chat with him, me, and my sister saying, "Bro, you have a sister? Gonna add all family members to this chat and destroy you all one by one." In a matter of minutes, I had 598 text messages hit my phone. There's also a way to spam incoming phone calls, so between the texts and my phone going off, I was in legitimately a bit of a panic. Keep in mind, I didn't know this guy existed, so when this happened, I was still pretty worried that my phone was about to become inoperable and he was going to expose all my private info online. Someone linked me to the Steve Will Do It tweet who was receiving similar messages at the...
Damn, they're doing Steve too. How the hell would they get his number? Let's figure out who this guy is and what's his problem. Texting my mom. "Yo, Steve, see what I did to your boy's username? Talk how yours is next. Let's see who can get it back."
Same time I was. I got in contact with John Shahidi, president of Happy Dad and Full Send, who sent me this image showing the same playbook Idris sent him trying to ruin his life. The next day, my family members all texted me that they received similar text messages with their social security numbers included in the text. We all filed police reports immediately. Thankfully, this criminal was one of the dumbest on social media, so he was easy to find. Just the other day, he was sentenced to 3 years in prison for extorting, stalking, threatening text messages, and money laundering. On April 29, 2024, Idris Kiba threatened, forced, and extorted $200,000 from a victim. As part of the extortion scheme, on March 7 and 8, 2024, he obtained $63,500 worth of cryptocurrency. Thankfully, he'll be in prison for a little while. I think he deserves significantly more time than 3 years, but a guy this stupid will be back in prison right after he gets out. Thanks for watching.
Damn, bro, that was a crazy story. When did he drop this video? 4 days ago? I wonder what the comments are saying. Damn, I'm scared. Shit. 3 fucking years off for that. Wow, bro. He must have had a good lawyer. Talking about the no jumper to prison pipeline is wild. Yeah, man. I don't know. I'm going to tag the original video down below. Go check it out. Read the comments if you want. Yeah.